In today's video, we're taking a look at the HGLRC Wind5. Now, this thing is an absolute beast. I just want to get that out there really quickly. It is insanely fast because it's supposed to be a racing type drone, and it is insanely durable. And not only that, it seems to be very efficient. However, the efficiency, I can't really tell you how efficient it is, but I can tell you why I think it is. With that being said, let's go ahead and get started, and I'll make sense of everything I'm about to say right now. So this is a 5-inch quadcopter, obviously most of you probably already know that, and they're using their new motors, and their latest motors are insane. For example, the new Sector 5 V3 or something like that, their newest sector had the 2306 variant of their 6S motors. They were incredibly smooth, under control, like you just can't explain that feeling. It was just insane, like a premium motor. These are the 2207.5 1900 kV. Again, these are 6S variants, but they are different size. Again, 2207. And I didn't know what to expect because recently I've been kind of moving away from 2207. I've been really focusing on like the 2306s, 2305s. They just feel a little bit better usually for freestyle. However, in the case of this quadcopter, these motors flew incredibly insane and efficient. And we'll come back to the efficiency in a bit here. Now, what this quadcopter is, it's not really a freestyle quadcopter, but you could use any quadcopter to whatever you like. But the main focus here is speed and durability. So it's a racing tank to be exact. It's not trying to achieve the lightest racing frame. It's trying to be the quickest, most durable quadcopter you could kind of get currently. And they've actually checked all the marks they've tried to achieve because this thing was insanely quick. Let's come back to the efficiency real quick before we dive in a bit deeper. So in efficiency, what do I mean by I think it's efficient? Well, unfortunately, for some reason, all of my Tattoo R-line batteries that are about 3 months old have a dead cell in them. Like literally all 5 of them. So I don't know what's wrong. So all I had to test was around 3 old batteries. I had a China Hobbyline 1500 milliamp 6S, which was pretty beat down actually. And I was just hoping it'd give me some decent flight, and some 1000 milliamp ACG, but they don't even make those batteries anymore, but they were really good. Some 1000 milliamp ones. And that's what I was testing on. And another thing to add upon all this crappy test setup, if you might say, is that the weather was almost to 0. So we were rocking like 1 degree to 2 degrees that day. And, you know, if you don't know this, if the weather is almost 0 or below 0, your battery performance degrades dramatically. And you basically get like a minute of flight time, minute and a half flight time, usually around 50% of what you usually fly. However, with all of those conditions, this thing still dropped my jaw, which means it has so much more potential than what I saw. And to still be able to fly roughly 3 minutes with those batteries and that weather is incredible. So you don't only have speed and power, you also have some sort of efficiency. And again, I am truly sorry I'm unable to give you exactly how efficient this thing is, but I'm just giving you my current setup of how I've tested it or the environment. So it puts you into perspective on what I saw, and you can make your own decision. And I highly recommend also check out some other reviews, but this thing is an absolute monster. Now let's talk about some of the specs here. So I'm not going to go over the specs too much because you could find that in the description page, which will be linked down below. And if you can check that out, those greatly do support the channel. So what we're rocking is the Foxeer Predator. The camera was okay, at least in the lighting condition I was using it in. Also, the video transmitter was doing just fine. However, if you notice in my bando, I was able to fly again there temporarily. They've removed most of the brush and everything, so I really had no interference. So I can't really speak much about the video transmitter other than it works. For the flight controller, we do have a 9-volt regulator on board, which is really awesome. So I think this thing does also come in an HD variant. Make sure you check the link down below because I kind of forgot actually. And for flight controller, it is an F7 flight controller, which is really great. And for the ESC, we're using the Zeus 45 amp BL32 ESC. Now it is a 20x20 here, and they do have a capacitor installed. Now for the overall frame, it is insanely rigid. The way they've designed it, cut it, the thickness of the carbon is insane. If you've missed my unboxing, definitely check that video out. The frame design and the way they've implemented this whole thing is insane. Now there's one thing I kind of a bit don't like. I don't like the fact that they are limiting you to this camera angle. And that's a really fast camera angle. Obviously, you could push it a little bit further. And again, it's supposed to be meant for racing. So most of the time, you are pretty much tilted up forward. Like if you wanted to kind of do some tight proximity flying, if you're not a racer, you're going to crash this thing. So definitely, you'll probably end up having to remove the 3D printed parts. However, you're going to have to come up with another creative way to hold the camera, because that is how the camera is held into place. Now, you do get some camera protection. That is the only thing that I don't like. It's not a deal breaker, but it's something to keep in mind that tight proximity flying, you're going to have to figure something else out, because this is way too fast for you to fly in proximity. Unless you know what the hell you're doing. I'm not that experienced. I'm not a racer. So I really wasn't even able to go inside the building because it was going so quick. Now, if you look at the execution, there's really nothing much to say other than it's done properly. The video transmitter is here. Everything is connected nice. The execution of the soldering is gorgeous. Also, the implementation of the antennas is absolutely insane as well. You know, there was no fiddling with this in the field. Actually, no, there was one thing which I really didn't like, which I always recommend, which is smaller battery leads that are coming out of the ESC, because it reduces noise. However, depending on your battery's length, that can be annoying, and you might have to mount it a bit differently here. But that's something, it's not a deal breaker, but you might run into, because I ran into a couple times. But I think if I had my tattoos, I would not have had that issue. But for some reason, my tattoos just keep dying way quicker than all of my China Hobby R lines. This is my third batch now I'm about to order, which is a shame because they're really good batteries, and I don't understand what's going on with the tattoos there. I don't know. I have no idea. Like, just one cell is dead, so it's basically useless. I know I could modify it, but I'm not going to really play around with that much. I don't trust batteries. That's just me here. And well, that's all I really got to say to this quadcopter. It's absolutely highly recommended if you're looking for a fast tank. This is going to be it. And in terms of durability, and it takes quite a lot for me to be impressed, because I've flown so many. Sometimes I get sick of them. But this one was just on another level. I haven't flown anything like this in quite a while, and it was an absolute joy to fly, especially in those speeds. And that's all I really got to say. If you want something super fast, this is going to be it, and also be durable. And yeah, if you're looking into it, it's a really great quadcopter. And that's all I got to say, guys. Everything's linked down below. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.